another fan favorite event is returning right here to Sylvan Lake. The Jan Hayes Pumpkin Patch is going to be coming to the Sylvan Lake Community Center on Sunday, October 6th. This is an annual event. It's an incredible opportunity for families to come out, have some fun, great food, great games, and to really celebrate the fall season. And here to tell us more about this event is the woman herself. Please welcome to the Splash Live owner of J.H. Homes, Jan Hayes, and executive assistant of J.H. Homes, Melissa Walters. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Glad to have you both with us. This event is so exciting. It's one of the favorites right here in the four communities. And I want to know, how did this Pumpkin Patch yearly event first start?
Well, it started, I've been a resident of Sylvan Lake for 37 years, and I hate to say I've been a realtor for 40 years. And when I first joined the community here, I started doing events throughout the community to just really give back and say thanks to all the neighborhood people and family and friends and kids for always supporting me year after year. And this is actually our 17th annual, and it started on a vacant lot and soon began to grow so large that we now lease the community center every single year and have anywhere from 300 to, I think our most attendance was 500 people. And it started just, again, as a way to give something different for the kids and to say thank you.
Wow, and that's great that you put in all this work to give back to the community, and it's great to hear how much this event has grown over the years. And what has it been like to witness this event grow throughout these 17 years?
It's amazing, really, to see not only the people attending, but the help of the neighborhood that goes in. It starts at 6:30 a.m. and we have the pumpkins delivered, and it's generally about 2 tons of pumpkins. And I have volunteers, adults and children, that will come and help unload the pumpkins. We actually create the patch where the kids can go through. Each person who attends the event is able to take a pumpkin home with them. We also hired the neighborhood children year after year to man the event. We have face painting, and we get long lines for that. That's a personal favorite of a lot. We've had bounce houses. We have pumpkin decorating. We have costume contests. So it's really, to see it grow is amazing. Pretty soon we're thinking, how are we going to be able to handle it, though? And, because it is for the whole community, and we do have approximately 810 homes here.
Wow, that is amazing. So many fun things to hear. I mean, I think it would be blasphemous to show up there and to not enjoy pumpkins. I mean, you got to enjoy pumpkins. And Melissa, I want to hear from you a little bit. What are some of your favorite parts of an event like this?
Seeing everybody come in there and enjoying all the kids' smiling faces, talking with all of our previous clients and everything like that.
And this year, also, we have some new events. We try to turn it up every year. And this year we have something where we're having a person bring in live bugs. And it's an education program where she actually will display the bugs. Some people are, depending on, she said, the bug itself, she lets the children hold them. And she'll come in and give, it's called Bugs on Wheels. And she does events at local places and things like that. So that's a new event for this year.
Awesome. Even when you come out to the pumpkin patch, you can learn a thing or two. That's great. For those just joining us, we have Jan Hayes and Melissa Walters from J.H. Homes joining us on the Splash to talk about the annual Jan Hayes Pumpkin Patch event that's going to be coming up first week of October at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. Now, I want to know a little more about the community's response to an event like this. How do they react to something like this? Is it something that they look forward to every single year?
Absolutely. I would say it's the biggest event in Sylvan Lake. And again, like saying we try to do a lot of different things. I think a lot of the children, especially, the parents may not be as thankful of this, but we have a giant pumpkin delivered. And when I say giant, it's, a couple 100 pounds, and it requires a front loader to take it to whatever recipient wins. Everybody who enters, we ask them to register. They are given a ticket, and at usually toward the end, the event goes from 12 to 4. We do a drawing, and every year the Great Pumpkin has become a big hit. And you hear the children throughout the year talking about it. And when's the Great Pumpkin coming? And I hope we get it this year. So I think the community has always stood behind us. And as I said, to see it grow like it has, and the neighbors who call a week ahead of time saying, what can we do to help set up? And where do you need us to help this year?
I can already hear in my head the children reacting to this, almost like Linus from Charlie Brown, like, there it is! It's the Great Pumpkin out of the pumpkin patch! Like, that sounds so much fun. And to have everyone out there celebrating the fall season and to really, that sense of unity, do you think that this helps to bring in the fall season as it is at the start of October and helps kind of kickstart that excitement to Halloween and Thanksgiving and all those other events?
Absolutely. And we used to do it later in the year, in the month. We used to do it like the third week of October. But what we found that the weather isn't always as cooperative. It's cold sometimes. This way, a lot of the kids can dress up. But absolutely. And that's why we started doing it early, so people knew they could get their pumpkins ahead of time. And when it was later, we saw that some people often really had them already. So yeah, I think it does kick it off. And also because we do serve the cider and donuts, that makes the fall, season jumpstart for sure. And we're already starting to see some leaves changing here. I'm looking at the lake right now, and we've got some leaves changing pretty quickly.
That's right, that fall beauty making its way to Sylvan Lake everywhere you look. Once again, Jan Hayes and Melissa Walters from JH Homes joining us on the Splash Live to talk about the Jan Hayes Pumpkin Patch event. And I want to just ask you, how does it feel from both of you? How does it feel to give back to the community in this really fun way?
It's great. I mean, it really is something that has been a staple of my business here in Sylvan Lake. We do other events throughout the year also, but this definitely is the biggest one and gives us the most joy.
Awesome. Glad to hear about all this exciting news. Thank you both so much for your time today. Just one more question before we let you go. Where can people go to get a little more information on this event?
Actually, if you go to the Jan Hayes Homes website, social media, Facebook, Melissa is in charge of all of that, and she does a great job with posting. And actually, speaking of the Great Pumpkin, the post just came out yesterday with the countdown till the Great Pumpkin arrives. So it's basically on social media. We do a invitation to the neighborhood about 10 days before, just to remind people that it's coming. We do a big postcard on that postcard are pictures from our previous events and things like that. So, but that's probably the best place, is either the Jan Hayes Homes website or Facebook.
You heard it here first. Be on the lookout on social media. That clock is ticking, and the Great Pumpkin is going to be making its way to Sylvan Lake before you know it. Jan, Melissa, thank you both so much for your time today. Glad to have you both on the program.
Thank you for having us.